feel like I'm steadily ascending to heaven right now with this sunbeam in my face.
Shall I stand like this?
Maybe I can sit forward. If I sit forward, no, it's not going to work.
We're back!
We're back!
Welcome back to Hardy's Books. And today we are talking about the fact that we have owned our bookshop for a whole year.
370 days.
Yeah. We first opened our doors on the 25th of November 2024 after about 3 weeks of renovating the space. So yeah, it's well and truly been a year, and we thought that it might be fun to talk about what the last year has taught us, what we're hoping to achieve, etc., etc.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, sometimes all at the same time.
That was a bad day. But let's start with the positives.
Yeah, it's been the best thing I've ever done, but also the scariest thing I've ever done, without a doubt.
So when you say it's been the best thing you've ever done, what makes it the best thing you've ever done?
Oh, how deep do you want to go?
Let's start at the surface.
Okay.
And then we'll work our way down. I think it's better that way than starting at the bottom. Otherwise, you might get like a Titan submersible kind of situation.
I wake up in the morning, and most of the time, well, not 100% of the time, because I am still a profoundly mentally ill individual, I cannot wait to get to my shop. I've had some horrible jobs in my life where I've woken up with a sick sense of dread in my stomach. So to be able to know that I'm going to my baby, it's just the best feeling in the world. You just feel the sense of accomplishment, even on days where we don't make target, or it's raining, or you barely see a soul until gone midday. I still wake up with a sense of satisfaction.
Does it feel like there's a lot of purpose in it for you?
Yeah, so much purpose. I feel really purposeful. We've created a community already within a year, with the book clubs, with the events, all the reps from all the publishers, authors that we've got to know, and every single day someone tells me that they're glad that we're here, which is just the most magical feeling.
Yeah, there's something really special in the affirmation that we get from the people who come in.
Yeah.
Not just the people who are just happy that there's another small business in town, but the people who are happy that there's a space that they can just go.
Yeah.
And especially like folks that we know who pop up on a Saturday and we say, oh, it's lovely to see you. And they go, well, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
So what about it being a bookshop makes it feel so personal to you and so...
I don't know. I think bookshops hold a special place in so many people's hearts, especially independent ones. It's difficult to describe. I don't think I've ever walked into, say, a clothes shop, even if it were independently owned. Like, for example, there's an independent boutique in Tunbridge Wells that I go to that I get a lot of my knitwear from, including this. And I know the owner and I always say hi, but it's not got that same sense of this is a third space where people can just come and be present and comfortable. Bookshops are calm. They are filled with the expression of people's passions. Books. Yeah, I don't know if I've expressed that very well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think books, as I move forward slightly into the slightly more less harsh light, I think the thing about books is that a book is an experience that you have over the course of, let's say, 20 hours of reading.
Yeah.
And so that experience, if you can't have some output to that, if you can't talk to someone about it, then that experience kind of just bounces around a bit.
Yeah, slightly diminished.
So books, the book space, I mean, we know it. We are, after all, booktubers, and we like to talk about books. I say that we are booktubers.
In the loosest possible sense.
Perhaps lapsed booktubers. But there's something about it being a bookshop that means that the conversations that we have are just way deeper and more interesting, like less surface level than a lot of the conversations you might get in any other retail space.
That's a really good answer. Much better than mine.
You show your face in the shop about 5 or 6 days a week.
Yeah.
We are open 6 days a week currently. But one of the big changes that's happened in the last 6 months is that we have hired.
Yeah.
And why did we do that?
Because I am ill, basically. which is part of why I always struggle to hold down normal jobs, because I have a number of chronic illnesses, including chronic migraine, which means I have a headache more than half the time, clinical depression, which means that sometimes I just cannot face getting out of bed, which may, if you've got a job in an office and you're trying to deal with chronic illness, it's hard. It's really hard. And, in retrospect, opening my own business to try and deal with the fact that I'm not really well enough to work all of the time was perhaps a foolish endeavour. In the last 6 months, we've hired 2 part-time employees who we adore, and we have an amazing community of volunteers who are helping us from the goodness of their hearts, which is just incredible, indescribable.
We are so grateful.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be possible without the help of volunteers.
Yeah.
Or at least it would be possible, but it would be
much harder.
So hard.
Yeah.
The question then comes like, oh, well, if you can't be running your business without the help of free labour, should you be running it at all? And I have grappled with that.
I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
But then there's no expectation there. We're really grateful for the help, but we would never hold it against someone if they said, you know what, this isn't for me. That said, our staff turnover rate so far is 0%.
So obviously one of the things about hiring in year 1 is that we hadn't planned to do it.
No.
So because we were kind of left in that position where, because of Laura's health, we had to get extra help, it has put us in probably the toughest financial position the bookshop has been in since we started. The first few months of the bookshop were incredible.
Yeah.
But also, you were working literally 7 days a week.
I worked 29 days in a row.
Yeah. And then January, there was still a bit of a halo effect. We still had people, discovering the bookshop for the first time and going, oh, I'm going to come here for all my books. And it was all very exciting the first 3 months.
Yeah.
And then the next 3 months hit and we realised that, there was something special about the start.
Yeah.
And then the next 6 months hit, and adding on the fact that our take was less, plus the fact that we had more outgoings in terms of wages, has meant that I would say this last 6 months have been financially one of the toughest moments, I think, in the whole endeavour, and probably one of the most stressful financial moments of my life so far, and probably
Agreed.
yours as well.
Yeah, agreed. It's stressful.
Yeah.
The thing is, I went in knowing that year 1 would be hard. All the literature around starting your own business tells you that year 1's hard, and people, like the majority of businesses, will fail in the first few years. So I knew that, but knowing it in principle and then experiencing it in practice, difficult.
Yeah. There's a sense of, it kind of can wear you down a bit when you look at the take on certain days and you go like, this is what we needed to take in order to be able to restock the books that we sold.
Yeah.
Because the first money that goes out the account goes on rent and wages and bills.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the money goes on
replenishing stock
and paying you.
Yeah. But paying me is the lowest priority.
Yeah. If there isn't enough money left on top after the wages and the bills and the rent, you end up with spaces on shelves, you end up with less money to pay bills at home, and you end up with more migraines and more stress. And this is one of the things about retail, as you're saying, that like people do say, and we knew it, and there's a very different thing between knowing it and experiencing it.
Yeah, like we're not going to sugarcoat it. Running your own business is hard. It's really hard. It's stressful, especially when you have existing mental health concerns. It got to a point where I was just not even really feeling anything. I just was almost so stressed that my brain went, do you know what? Let's just nope out for a bit. It's taken dosage adjustments and working through therapy, like therapeutic methods to try and stem that a little. I feel like I'm in a better place than I was 3 months ago, but I feel like you're probably in a worse place.
Well, right now it's Christmas, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
But come January, we'll see. Yeah, I do think that the current stress is not sustainable, and I do think that we, the business growth needs to happen in order for this to be a kind of a long-term thing in where we are currently.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget, there are levers you can pull to make the business work.
Yeah.
There's the fact that we are in a fairly high foot traffic, high rent space. There is the fact that we go through one wholesaler for the majority of our books, which is 40% discount, whereas publishers might be 55%. There are other considerations that we can move in order to move the margins, which kind of, I guess, brings us on to 2026.
Yeah, what's the plan?
What is the plan? What can we do with the resources we have to get more people aware of us and in the shop? And number one is going to be events.
Events, definitely. We have worked with the Tunbridge Wells Literary Festival in the past year to facilitate some of their events, and my hope is that we'll do more of that this year. We've also been contacted by various publicity teams for big authors.
We did Susie Dent recently.
Yeah,
we
which
did
was amazing.
Did Callie Beaton.
Yeah.
So we get quite a lot of big authors whose publicity agents come to us and said, we want a local independent bookshop to sell the books.
Yeah.
Which is really good fun. It is hard work for a day.
It's okay though.
But
I don't mind one day of hard work.
And then you get like the equivalent of an extra day's take in a week.
So we need to be doing more of that. We're also going to be working at organising our own events. The limitation on that being that we have a very small premises. We're a small, narrow little bookshop. So the most people that we can host at one time, I would say, is probably 10, 15 people.
We're going to try 20.
Yeah.
We have some events in January where we got 20 tickets sold.
I thought they were at Gales.
That's one.
Okay. That's the other thing. Is we're trying to forge some partnerships with venues locally. So the Gales Cafe down the road, we are friendly with the manager, and he's put us in touch with the events team at Gales. So we're using their event space for a couple of things. If you are watching this and you run an event space in Tunbridge Wells and you would like to work with us, please reach out.
Especially if you offer very good rates.
Yeah, because we've already discussed that we're broke. So yeah, more events, more authors, building more of a buzz and a hype around the shop. We've always said since day one that we want to turn Tunbridge Wells into a bookie destination, and we're partway there. It's not just us, there's also Adrian Harrington / Hall's Bookshop on Chapel Place. There's the wonderful Oxfam Bookshop, also on Chapel Place. And there's even the Waterstones.
They're very friendly, very lovely Waterstones up the hill.
Yeah.
Who we have no enmity towards whatsoever.
No.
And that's not sarcastic, genuinely, we love them there.
Yeah.
So that's option one. The other thing we're looking at for getting a bit more money is potentially doing an extra day, because there is a Monday, and the Monday is we're not currently open on Mondays.
No.
So December, yes, absolutely doing the Monday.
Yeah.
It would be foolish not to.
Yeah.
January, February, etc., we're talking about it, because there is, the thing is that there is a cost associated with that in terms of mental health, in terms of organisation, in terms of stock, because you've got to get the stock, We're playing with it. We'll see how we go. But I mean, there are other things too, but those are the kind of, I think, primarily 2026, focusing on events and trying to, get people from outside of town in and to see us. One of the things we keep hearing is people coming into the shop even a year later and going, I didn't know that there was a bookshop down here.
Yeah.
And that's because we're on the old high street.
Yeah.
And the old high street has only in the last few years become a retail destination. Most people, Tunbridge Wellsians, kind of associate Tunbridge Wells retail space with
Grosvenor Road.
Grosvenor Road, like with like the Royal Victoria Place, the shopping mall at the top of the hill.
Calverley.
Yeah. And so there's like the top of town, and then there's the bottom of town.
Yeah.
And the bottom of town is beautiful. It's where the old pan tiles are, but it's not necessarily seen as a place to go shop. It's seen as a place to go have nice food and to look at some nice kitchen work, like showrooms.
Yeah.
So it's changing. But we also should note the fact that there is going to be a massive influx of people moving into Tunbridge Wells because we've got the new retirement home complex right in the centre.
Yeah.
And
there's also a big Primark opening on Calverley Road.
Big Primark.
So I don't even know where the most local Primark is at the moment. I suppose it also is worth mentioning that between myself and Ross, we have a lot of retail skills through my having worked in the retail sphere since I graduated, or even before I graduated. You've always worked in e-commerce. I've done a lot of visual merchandising. I've done space planning. I've worked in high-end retail where it's all about creating connections with customers. So we're very good at that. But what we don't have between us is any kind of experience in marketing.
We have new bookmarks, but here's something special about them. If you bring back 10 of your bookmarks, so I know a lot of you have a lot of them, you get a shiny Friend of Station Books, I'm holding it upside down, bookmark. And also £5 off your next order. This is, instead of a loyalty scheme, this is what we're doing. So hold on to your bookmarks, folks, and you can get one of these.
Shiny.
And £5 off.
You know, one of our volunteers, Mimi, love you, has worked in marketing and has been doing wonderful things with our Instagram for us. But it's knowing that limitation that, you know, we're very good at customer service, we're very good at space planning, we're very good at visual merchandising and range curation and all of that stuff. Marketing is a mystery to me. You know, if you follow our Instagram, Station Books Tunbridge Wells,
Which you should.
you'll know that it's essentially just a stream of my slightly deranged consciousness.
Until Mimi arrived.
Until Mimi arrived, and she's made it much more professional.
I don't know if professional's the right word.
No, she's matched the tone.
She's matched the
But
tone.
she's just better at being consistent and knowing what to post that's not just us being silly.
Oh, but I love her posts.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Do you think that having the shop has impacted our relationship at all?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think yes, I do think it has. I think that I have had to consciously be aware of the times where I'm frustrated and note for myself, am I frustrated at the situation, at the finances, or am I frustrated because my perception is that you aren't doing like what I want you to do to help the shop finances or whatever. And I think also the really hard thing is psychologically, when Laura is ill and not able to open the shop, is actually having to like be disciplined and say to yourself, like, this is not something that she has any control over. It is so important that you practice mindfulness, practice self-awareness, and know where your emotions are coming from, and be able to define them and be able to not associate blame to them. Emotions are valid, but you also need to be very mindful about them.
I've been poorly for a long time. I've had chronic migraine for many years, and I've struggled with depression for many years. But having this responsibility on me makes me more aware of when I'm dependent on Ross to look after me, and I hate that. As quite a independent spirit, knowing that I'm having to rely on someone doesn't sit right with me, and it, you know, I think a weaker relationship wouldn't have weathered the storm as well as we have. We're fortunate that we have each other. Yeah. It's been, you know, there's been difficulties. You know, radical transparency. It's hard to run a business with your other half. I'm lucky that my other half is this guy, who is, you know, ceaselessly thoughtful and caring.
That's very kind.
But yeah.
I think that we're in a better place today than we were a year ago.
Is that so?
Yeah. I think that, remember how anxious I was before we started the shop? And how much of that was resting on you?
Yes.
Of course, like when you're in moments of difficulty and you're relying on your partner, like that's not to say that, you know, the relationship wasn't good, but that is to say that we were under serious amounts of stress, committing to potential financial ruin.
Yeah.
Not to be hyperbolic about it, but it was very scary.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like that before.
No, neither have I. It was brave of us, and it's still scary, but I would still do it again.
Yeah. But even like outside of that, our friends who have kind of stepped in to check in with us and to see how we're doing and to offer support just in life, that has been phenomenal as well.
I think the number of times that someone has come into the shop and said, "Oh God, you're living my dream." Yeah, I am, but the dream, there's more to it than just, opening the pretty little shop and sitting around reading books. You
haven't read a book all year.
That's not true. How dare you?
So you're probably wondering, if you don't live in Tunbridge Wells, how can you help? And there are direct ways that you can influence our bookshop project staying open. And obviously, you don't have to do any of this. Like, we're just grateful for anyone who chooses to make a small change in their shopping habits in order to support small businesses.
Yeah.
And of course, if you care for us and our mental health, then we appreciate any of this. So, some very easy ways that you can do this. First of all, if you buy audiobooks and you get them through Audible, remember Audible is owned by Amazon.
Yeah.
And so every time you buy an Audible credit, Jeff Bezos gets that. So instead, consider shopping through libro.fm for your audiobooks. You can nominate Station Books and we will get a small amount of that purchase every time you buy an audiobook. If you are a 12 credit a year kind of person like me, then it really does add up. And that's just a small change. It might cost you like £1 or more per month, but it really helps us out.
Yeah.
Likewise, bookshop.org.
Yes.
So
I'm always surprised by how many people don't know about bookshop.org. They essentially will ship directly to you without you having to go to a bookshop to pick it up, and you can nominate a independent bookshop to receive the profits from that sale. So, if you're thinking, "Oh, I really want this book, I don't want to have to go into town, I'll just grab it from the Zon," consider going to bookshop.org instead, nominating your local independent. We know a lovely one. And it will be there just as fast, and you'll be helping out a small business owner rather than Jeff Bezos.
To really put some numbers on that, when we sell a book in our shop, we get about 40% of the sale price.
Yeah.
If you buy it in bookshop.org and nominate us, we get 30%.
So it's basically, within pennies, realistically.
It's incredible. It is really incredible.
Yeah.
It really does
And
help.
it adds up. Every week we get an email from bookshop.org saying how many people have nominated us and purchased. And I'm always shocked.
Yeah.
And we're very grateful.
Very, very,
very grateful. So if you're watching this thinking, "Gosh, how can I help them?" That's two very easy ways that you can help, is by shopping through libro.fm and through bookshop.org.
Now, if you are a shiny magpie and like shiny things, remember also that we have 2 online shops.
Yes.
We have our rare bookshop, which is still Hardy's Books. And you can go to hardysbooks.co.uk and find our books there. That still helps every month. And we also sell the signed books that we get into the shop on stationbooks.co.uk.
Yeah.
And we will ship within the United Kingdom
Yeah.
if you buy a signed book through there. And we've had some amazing books on there.
Yeah.
That's
the other thing that I really want to increase over 2026 is to increase our online presence through the e-commerce website.
We've had Mary Berry. We've had Gareth Southgate. But also, if you're a fantasy book interested person, we have had Callie Hart on there. We've had Brandon Sanderson, signed Brandon Sanderson on our shop.
Yeah.
We got a very, very small allocation of Alchemized.
Yeah. I think we got like 4 copies.
And they sold instantly.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on it because there are cool books going on there. So hopefully it's given you some ideas of how you can help.
Yes.
Of course, we are grateful for whatever help you can give us. If you happen to be in Tunbridge Wells, we would just love to see you.
Yeah, just come and say hi.
Just come and say hi.
I'm always there on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then quite often also there on a Thursday and Friday if I'm not ill. Over December, I'm also going to be there on Mondays, so you can come and say hi. You're there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because Rossi has a day job.
I do.
How do you think we're still paying our mortgage?
Yes. That's on me now.
If you have specific questions about opening a bookshop, I don't promise that we'll be the best people to answer, but we'll give an enthusiastic go of it. You can always drop us an email, inquiries@stationbooks.co.uk. We're happy to lend an ear.
Yeah. Chuck us your questions. Let's do a video.
Yeah,
Let's
Q&A.
answer all of your bookshop questions.
Yeah. So send in your questions. We will be as forthright as we can be. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if that was a bit chaotic as always. Sorry that we're not around as much, but hopefully now you've watched this, you kind of understand why. And yeah, love you all. Until next time.
It's explaining why you look so glorious and glamorous.
Well, we're here today at the Tunbridge Wells Business Awards because we were shortlisted for Best Retail, which, considering we've only been open for 51 weeks, is absolutely mental.
Got our glad rags on.